What if you had won a contest and planned to tour the world with your favorite celebrity, only to suddenly get a cryptic message that you suddenly have strange powers from a being that can astrally take you out of time and space at any particular moment? For the protagonist of Major Minor, this is the case. Made by the developer Klace and the Tall Tale Studios team, this visual novel furry game is full of twisting tales revolving around mystery, the supernatural, murder, and even romance. While Major Minor, as previously mentioned, is a visual novel game, meaning it revolves extensively around the story itself rather than outright visual action. However, this does not mean that the visuals are anything to laugh at. The story and the artwork are stunningly beautiful and deserve a ton of credit, as does the writer for the entire game. The story revolves around a young man of unknown species and origin who has supposedly won an energy drink contest to tour with his favorite pop idol, Klace.
Insert shameless self-insert here.
And his crew. While mid-transit aboard a bullet train, you wind up in an astral void in the middle of space, with a German shepherd wearing a gear around his neck suddenly appears before you, telling you you've been chosen to change the very tale of the world and to serve this mysterious power known as the Ark. From what I've gathered so far, this mysterious power can shape reality itself. Once back in reality, a short while after meeting the first major character, a blue squirrel who can't seem to keep a thought more than a few minutes named Keela, time stops again only to prove to the protagonist it was not a dream and his new powers will soon be called upon to aid the world. But it doesn't take much longer before the storyline shifts entirely to another world altogether, a planet named Terra, where political agendas and tempers appear to be on the rise, as malevolent forces are twisting the knives in politicians' backsides from the shadows. It's apparent that they have been taking people from one world, presumably Earth, to their own, in an effort to cover up their truly nefarious deeds, and that of their kings. The worlds eventually begin to merge in the life of the protagonist, with him attempting to balance things out and choose his own path towards salvation, destruction, love, and/or survival itself. Now on the surface, any visual novel appears boring compared to other games due to the lack of interaction and fast-paced storyline. I, for one, do not play visual novels often, and more often than not, find myself getting bored with quite a few of them, but this one has a very gripping storyline. The characters are well fleshed out, and not a single one of them has a similar personality. What I loved about this game was not only about the fact that the visuals are incredible and the music is fantastic, but you have the option to pretty much date almost any of the main characters you come across from either world, and get to know them more as an individual rather than just a plot device. Unfortunately, one problem I did immediately come across is that the audio systems are just a tad touchy, especially the music. 1 second the music can be barely heard in the background before receiving a massive percussion rampage that arises at a rising action scene, and I quickly need to remove my headphones while I turn down the sound. It would also be great to have different buttons to push rather than Z and X for accept and cancel all the time, although I do realize it's difficult to do seeing as this game's engine runs on RPG Maker. All in all, the whole swapping between worlds, dating characters of either gender, amazingly well fleshed out characters, and gripping storyline bring up the score quite a bit. Along with the visuals, I have to give this game a whopping 8.5 out of 10 in general, and a 10 out of 10 as far as visual novels themselves go. Now, if there are any other furry games any of you want me to review, please send me a comment or tweet. Also, you want me to make a playthrough of any of the games that I review, just leave a comment below. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Have a wonderful day.